Brushing out the beard here, getting ready for the day. Hey, drop frame 0, look at that. And Teresa's here, but my counter's not working. Hey, Debbie. Amy. Ooh, the three ladies. Teresa, Debbie, Amy, hello. My counter's not working. Hey, Chris. So I'm going to should I refresh the chat? Because my counter's not working. What was it? How did I used to fix that when it didn't used to work? I can't remember. I just refreshed the page, right? Hey, Lisa. Hey, Aunt. All right, I'm going to refresh the page so we get a legit number. Sorry if I erased your chat, guys. Ooh, good coffee today. Hey, there's a legit number right on, man. Hello, 27 smiling faces this morning. I can partake once again. Cheers. Brian, why couldn't you before? I'm glad you can. Aaron, hey, it's going good. Ron, hey, from NorCal. I'm in NorCal. Ron, where in NorCal are you, buddy? Hey, JC Wiley. I hope we got a good connection. I hope you guys can see everything okay. You can see Rogan has had his bath today. We're expecting guests. So I made sure to give him a nice bath because he got really dirty. Yesterday was the most dirty he's ever been. He came home. He was such a freaking mess. Like, you'd put your hand on him. That's funny, Kid Blow. You put your hand on him and dust would just poof up from his fur. I'm like, that's bad. You're getting a bath tomorrow, buddy. Thank you for telling me. Oh, you got probation for flour, Brian. Thank you for telling me, Teresa. Hey, Dave C. What's up? Good morning, buddy. Steve Running. Hello. Ghetto Stockton. It's Wild West out here. You're in Stockton. Oh, you're not that far away. Rock fucking Stockton, bro. I'm a fan. Right on. Good connection on my end of the USA. Right on, Chris. Jose, hello. Justin, Warren drops out. Get the fuck out of here. Don't tell me Warren dropped out of the goddamn race. Don't fucking tell me that. Are you kidding me? Justin? You wouldn't just be pulling my fucking leg, would you? Because I was on Twitter all morning this morning, you know? Then I took a shower. She must have dropped out while I was taking a fucking shower, that dumb slut. Dude, don't be saying shit that ain't true, man. Just please don't be lying to me. I got a big grin on my face because this is really good news if it's true. Oh, fantastic. Justin, thank you for the news, buddy. And Dave, thanks for the verification. Let's change the title of the video. Updating. Okay, I don't think it'll change the titles on your channels per se, but let me know if the title changed, please. Let me know if that actually changed the title of the video. Jinmin, what's up? Wow, Elizabeth Warren dropped out of the race. That means Bernie Sanders is going to get a surge of support. This couldn't have happened at a better time. Elizabeth Warren was claiming that she was progressive, but she was actually starting to lean establishment. And everybody could see her for what she was becoming. So let's hope that people were still hanging on to her, hoping she was going to go back to progressive. And all of those progressive people will come over to Bernie, which is fantastic. Because that's what we are. We're a progressive country. Yes, it changed. Chris Meadows says it's the same. Chris, maybe refresh your page and tell me if it changed the title of the show for me. I would love to know for sure if that's the case. Oh, what am I smoking today? One of two. It's going to be the orange ooze. James. Jose, same title. Okay, Jose, maybe refresh the page and let me know if it changes. That's funny because Teresa said it changed for her. Teresa said it changed for her. Why did it change for you, Teresa? Jinmin said it changed on YouTube. Bernie is still in it. Now, yesterday wasn't so sure. Today he's got a huge chance now that Warren has dropped out. It changes everything. This is huge. I didn't know it until you guys told me. Once again, the trendies are educating me and keeping me informed. I fucking love that you guys are doing this. This is the kind of audience I want to have. An audience that's vigilant, an audience that gets their information from other sources and comes in here and educates me and enlightens me and informs me so I can do the same for my audience. Thank you guys for that. So, wow, Warren drops out. God. Chris says still the same. Okay. Same title, and I've refreshed. Okay, Gio. Okay, I'm surprised. I'm surprised it changed for Teresa, but it didn't change for other people on Facebook. That was really weird. But Warren drops out. Bernie 2020, man. I was not feeling good yesterday about it. You know, I was just feeling a little despondent because I just felt like, you know, America's really let themselves down. And I try to cheer myself up with the fact that Biden would be the nominee, and then Donald Trump would destroy him, and I'd get 4 more years of fucking money. And then I was like, but that doesn't make me any happier. Even trying to reason that in my brain, it didn't make me feel any better. It just goes to show you what kind of a person I am. I really don't care about the fucking money. I couldn't give a fuck about it. And even trying to rationalize that away did not make me feel better. So I don't want Donald Trump to be the president for 4 more years. I don't care that I'm going to not make as much money. And that's fine with me. I really care more about y'all than I do about myself. So there is still hope breathing, and I am ecstatic right now. So I would like to do a dab right now for all of the Elizabeth Warren supporters, okay? Usually I say really bad things about you guys, but today I'm going to open up my arms, and I'm going to apologize for all the bad things I've said about you, and I'm going to ask that you guys consider coming on over to Bernie Sanders. And yeah, I have talked some serious shit about you. If you supported anybody but Bernie Sanders, just, hey, heads up. Just fair warning. I have talked serious shit about you, okay? You deserved it. But now I'm just going to say, hey, she's gone. Let's let bygones be bygones and come on over to Bernie Sanders, okay? Let's get this done. Yeah, I'm going to make that money, says Chris. I don't want to make the money, Chris. I got plenty, man. And, you know, I'll keep making money if Bernie Sanders is the president. I just won't make as much. That's fine with me. It would have been fine. So hopefully Bernie Sanders will prevail. And with Elizabeth Warren gone, his chances have just risen probably 10-20%. So let me welcome all of the Elizabeth Warren supporters on over to Bernie Sanders. I know you guys don't want to vote for that senile fucking prick, Joe Biden. He's fucking senile. He's an embarrassment. He's an embarrassment to himself. I saw a video of him from 2 years ago where he was being interviewed, and his face wasn't all spotty, you know, with age spots, and he was actually talking in full sentences, and he made sense. And now to go see him, this is my wife, this is my sister, he's a fucking clown. So, fuck him. Good morning, Sherry. You gonna make that money? Cheers, Randy. Real change represented end to power structure as we know it. Chris Meadows, yes, he is. Jerry, do me a favor, buddy. Call me Nay on the live stream. N-A-Y. Thank you. I appreciate it, Jerry. Nice to meet you. Because you were a total asshole. Hey, Gordon, guess what? You're blocked from my live stream. Suck my dick. Bye. I wasn't an asshole last night. I had fun last night. I thought last night was a fucking excellent show. And I will block you just like that if you disagree with me. If you didn't like last night's show, oh, pipe up, please. I'd love to get rid of you so I never have to fucking look at you and hear your complaining ass again. Okay, let's go in. No law regarding cannabis. Cannabis is jizzle for all. Cheers, everybody. Trinity House Dabbers. Thank you, Jerry. Welcome to the show, buddy. Robert Mulligan. Hey, everybody, look, it's Robert Mulligan coming in from Los Angeles, California. What's up, bud? That's my happy announcer voice. Hey, everybody, welcome. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Yeah. Gordon came back to get blocked again. Gordon, come back on my 4 other channels. I'd love to block you 4 more times today. I don't give a fuck. Make space for people like Robert Mulligan. Oh, you like that voice, Rob? Cobra Dad's coming over today. Yeah, guess what? Cobra Dad's coming on over. He's bringing his dog. We're going to put the 2 dogs together and let him play. It's his brother. Cobra Dad has Rogan's brother. Rogan's brother, 12 pounds bigger. Can't wait. Chris Meadows. That's what makes the show more interesting. Well, you know, everyone I've met with 2 first names had a nanny. George Bill, William Sams, Mark Stevens, Stephen Marks. No, I would not wear a t-shirt that has a crab on it. And it would have to be black. But no, I wouldn't wear a t-shirt with a crab on it. That's not my thing. Sorry. At least you asked. Thank you for asking. It would have just hung in my closet or I would have given it to somebody. A crab. Why would I want to wear a t-shirt with a crab on it? It's got so many negative connotations. I can't even count them all on my fingers and my toes. Biden has dementia, and we all know it's true. Biden has dementia, and he's not gonna turn it blue. No, Biden is a crazy man, and he never makes any sense. Biden is a crazy man, and our vice president, Mike Pence, is smarter. And that's fucking sad. Mike Pence has more sense than Joe Biden. I'm not saying his politics are any better. I'm just saying he's got more of his faculties left than Joe Biden does. Like, if you gave them both an IQ test, Pence would blow Biden away. And Pence is just the VP. Oh, yeah, maybe a crab doing dab. Crab doing a dab? You got a crab doing a dab? I'll take a crab doing a dab any day. Okay, Maryland crab has a Maryland crab on it. I got my happy face on too. Tina, right on. Maybe a crab smoking a bong. Chris Meadows, Trina. Good morning, Trina. David. Cheers, David C. Baker Jr. Where were you last night, David C. Baker Jr.? We were looking for you. That was funny. We made a whole segment about you, David, yesterday, and you missed it. Wearing your smile is all that's needed. Ha 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 ha, says Jose. Chris, that's not saying much. Richard, hi Nay in the trendies. Hey Richard Magnoli. Tina Holler, Bernie all the way. Yes, I agree. David C. Baker, 6 cents short of a nickel, a penny shy of any sense at all. I have no idea why Southeastern Democrats don't trust Bernie. Well, Bernie is his worst enemy. Bernie is his own worst enemy. You know, he should have never come out publicly as a politician and ever called himself a democratic socialist. It wasn't necessary. He branded himself. And that is why he's having such a hard time with getting popular. There's a lot of people, they hear that word socialist. They don't hear the word democratic before it. All they hear is the word socialist. They think that he is a communist. And, you know, he has branded and hurt himself by doing that. You know, it's like me trying to say that I'm the king of fuck you, which I do say that. I said it the first time Cenk on TYT ever said fuck you on TYT, and I had already been doing it for years. I was like, Cenk just stole my fucking thing. He obviously saw one of my fucking videos that was seen by millions of people. He saw me going, fuck you, getting all mad. And then one day Cenk was like, oh, that guy could do it on YouTube. I'm going to do it too. And he stole my fuck you. And I went off and I was like, Cenk stole my fuck you. I did a video about it. I was like, Cenk totally stole my shit. That's my shit. And now all of a sudden, and Kyle Kalinske did it too. All of a sudden they can curse now that they saw the old man doing it. You know, they stole my shit. They used to be, Thai, fucking only the best, language, and they use only the best words. And then suddenly, what? Anyhow, I got off track. Democrats don't trust Bernie because Bernie labeled himself. He should have never done that. And what I was getting to is the fact that I call myself the king of fuck you. I could never run for president of the United States because I've branded myself. I'm all over the internet calling women cunts. Dude, I wouldn't be able to be president of the United States. Are you fucking kidding me? And by the way, ladies, I don't call all women cunts. Y'all know what's up. But the women who are cunts, I call them cunts. Like Hillary Clinton, I call her a cunt. Nancy Pelosi, I call her a cunt. You got a problem with that? I call Candace Owens a fucking cunt. Nancy Grace, I call her a fucking cunt. Just about any woman that appears on Fox News is a fucking cunt. Just about. Right? I'm not ever going to be able to run for president of the United States. Right? Well, Bernie Sanders did the same thing. He labeled himself, he branded himself, and, he wanted to stand out, and he's standing out. Yeah, he stands out. He is rubbing people the wrong way because of that fucking label that he gave himself. I'm a democratic socialist. America is a democratic socialist country. We have socialist programs. Our government is run democratically while we have socialist programs. That's a democratic socialist government. I call myself a democratic socialist because that's where. Hey, Bernie, most Americans don't have the capacity to understand simple facts like that, buddy. That's where you made your mistake. You actually thought that Americans voting, the average voting American, could understand that concept. They've proven you wrong time after time. They don't trust those words, man. And Donald Trump understood that and used all the words that the morons triggered on that would support. That was the difference, man. Donald Trump is a salesman and Bernie Sanders is someone who cares about people and wants to help the world. He wants to be honest with you and tell you exactly what he's about. If Donald Trump came out and said, I am a father-made billionaire. I have ripped off countless amounts of contractors. I don't pay my bills. I've discriminated against blacks and Hispanics. It's documented. Vote for me. Nobody would have fucking voted for him. No, he came out and he lied. He said he loves everybody. He loves all people are equal. He's going to fucking make the economy great. He's going to fix everything he's going to undo everything that Barack Obama did because that was all bad. He basically said all this bullshit and people just fucking, that's what they wanted to hear. That's what people wanted to hear. And Donald Trump knew what the people wanted to hear. And he fed them all the lines that they were hungry for. And Bernie Sanders isn't that kind of a guy. You know, it just turns out that Bernie Sanders' opinions are the popular view right now because everyone is so sick of Donald Trump. But man, Bernie Sanders is having to fight an uphill battle. Joe Biden is making it really hard. He is fucking senile, and his supporters need to listen to him and see that he's having cognitive issues. He is in no way an adequate choice for president of the United States. He is a danger to himself and is a danger to others. He makes no sense. I wouldn't put him behind the wheel of a fucking car, and I wouldn't put him behind the wheel of the United States of America or make him the leader of the free world, man. Donald Trump is not as psychotic as Joe Biden. Donald Trump, he lies, but he makes more sense in his lying than Joe Biden does in just trying to be honest because he can't form a sentence anymore. You know, Trump might be a moron, he might be an idiot, but he can still fucking talk. He can still form sentences. And boy, oh boy, you know, right now, being the president of the United States, where you're communicating with people, you're going to have debates, you're going to have to go out and speak. Joe Biden is going to do gaffe after gaffe after gaffe, and Donald Trump is a goddamn track star. He's been working out for 2 fucking years, rally after rally after rally. And Joe Biden has been stumbling over his fucking bullshit, over himself. We're in a lot of trouble. Those of us who despise Donald Trump, we're in a lot of trouble. So, the Democrats are killing themselves. You know, the majority of Democrats in most of the states that have voted have supported Biden over Bernie Sanders. That is scary. And that goes to show me that people just don't pay attention. They want to vote. They want to feel like they're helping. And they hear Biden's name and they're like, yeah, that's who was with Barack Obama, so they vote for him. But they don't go and listen to a single speech. They don't even go on they're not on Twitter. You know how many of you, you know, this is fucking insane. Let's say I've got 100 of you guys, right? Let's say there's 100 of you that watch me all the time. And there's at least 100 of you. You guys watch me all the time. Not every day, but there's usually 50 or 60 people. They'll pop on a show. And they'll come and they'll go. Okay, so let's say there's 100 of you guys. Out of the 100 that watch me, with me begging you to get on Twitter because I'm telling you that's where it's at, where the news is at, where information is, and where you communicate with people and you'll learn things and educate. And I get a handful of just y'all, and that's my audience, to come over to Twitter. So let's say there's 100 of you, and I got 25 of you to come over to Twitter out of the 100. So I got 1/4 of my regular audience members that support me. And you guys, some of you guys that aren't on Twitter, you guys love me. You just won't come over to Twitter, but you love me and you love the fucking show. You're in the 75% of my audience that refuses to come over to Twitter, okay? Now think about the population on the planet. Or let's just say the population in the United States of America, because that's the voting population. Or let's just say the voting population in the United States of America. Okay, what was that, 100 million people? Okay, so we had 100. You got 100 million people here. I guarantee you that there's no way 25 million of those 100 million are educating themselves on Twitter. No fucking way. No fucking way. They might all have Facebook accounts, but all you get on Facebook accounts, on Facebook feeds, is just a lot of opinion that's not based on fact. And I don't think people are getting their information, because I think the vote would have reflected that. And even in Alabama, even in North Carolina or Virginia, those states should have all gone for Bernie had 50% of those voters been on Twitter. Just had a free Twitter account and educated themselves. Now listen, guys, I follow Donald Trump. I follow Candace Owens. I follow Ben Shapiro. I follow Sean Hannity. I follow some of the worst subversive, right-winged, crazy fucks that you could possibly imagine. I get my news from both sides. Okay? It's all there on Twitter. It's not an echo chamber. All right? It's what you make it. And you can get it. And someone like me, I'll get my information from everywhere. I mean, I can tell when someone is full of shit. And when I can't tell when someone is full of shit, it's very easy to start fact-checking things with Google. It doesn't take any effort whatsoever to start typing shit in and finding out who's fucking lying. Like sometimes, let me tell you something. Okay, let me give you an example. This is perfect. Ben Shapiro, who I do follow on Twitter, did an impersonation of Chris Matthews. He talks like this, and he kind of whines a little bit, and he kind of talks like he's got something in his teeth a little bit like this, and he sounds fucking stupid. And he talks about Bernie Sanders as a socialist, and I'd be standing in the middle of New York Times Square, and they would execute me, and there would be millions of people standing around applauding my execution. He talks like that. Ben Shapiro did an impersonation of him, and it was funny, and it was kind of like what I just did. A little different, but it was good. And you could tell it was fucking Chris Matthews. There's some fucking nut jobs on Twitter that attack Ben Shapiro for a poor impersonation of Chris Matthews. That's the left eating itself. That's what it is. When you attack somebody over something that is absolutely, from me, I'm a guy that does impersonations. I'm a guy that does impersonations, and I'm a guy who absolutely fucking despises Ben Shapiro. I fucking hate him. He can do no right in my eyes. But his impersonation of Chris Matthews was good enough that I thought it deserved a little credit. As someone who does impersonations, it was funny. He did a funny job impersonating Chris Matthews. Not as good as I do. I do a better job of Chris Matthews and playing when we're doing Hardball today on MSNBC Live with Chris Matthews. I do it a little better. But his was still fucking funny, and he did a good job. And for Democrats to be so oblivious to the humor that Ben Shapiro is capable, and it's on video, for them to see factually, data, there it is, they can fucking just deny anything. And as far as even being someone who watches the news, pays attention to what Joe Biden is saying, many of these educated, informed people still decide to support Joe Biden. It's fucking crazy. Talk about a derangement syndrome. You're going to attack Ben Shapiro for, let's see if we can find it. I want to find the video so you guys can see it, okay? He got, attacked. They said some bitter, hateful things to Ben Shapiro. And I'm telling you, I fucking hate him. And it's just unmerited attacks. This makes you look so bad when you do this. You gotta attack Ben Shapiro on the things he says, what he deserves to be attacked on. All right, here. Ben Shapiro, Chris Matthews impersonation. Wasn't hard to find on Google. 1 minute.
And Chris Matthews, I would say Trump, he keeps attacking Obama. Why does he keep attacking Obama? I still mean to Obama. If I was so nice guy, get up here every morning, my ruffled coat, come over the show, come in here, I explain that President Trump's a meanie with regard to Obama. Whereas I love Obama. He has a tingle up my leg. I remember when he signed that Iran nuclear deal, I basically orgasmed on stage. It was crazy. Well, now, here I am, explaining that Trump, he keeps attacking Obama because he's mean. Not because Obama's policy was garbage, but he's mean. Go, Chris Matthews, go.
In the midst of the this international conversation, he throws in this almost clinical
This
need
conversation.
to attack Obama. It's almost like
Attack Obama.
Tourette's.
Obama.
Can he not get through a conversation without?
he not get
But
through
in
a
this case, it was so
this case,
scurrilous.
it was
He's
so-
basically saying, as you pointed out,
as you pointed
you
out.
see those bombs hitting our
You see
American
those
base in
bombs?
Western Iraq last night? Oh, they were paid for by Barack
they were-
Obama.
they were
Like
paid
he's
by
back
Obama.
there. He's the bursar. He's the financial guy behind these bombs.
What do you guys say? What do you guys say? Did Ben Shapiro nail it? I'm telling you. I don't think any of you hate Ben Shapiro as much as I do. Okay? And I'm going to tell you why I fucking hate Ben Shapiro probably more than the rest. Okay. When I was 11 years old, I figured out that there was no God. I was like, okay, it doesn't make sense. There's no fucking God. Became someone who realized there's no fucking God at the age of 11 years old. Been that way almost my whole life. And some people try to convince me in rehab that there was a God, and they kind of convinced me for a little bit of it. It was kind of like a brainwashing thing. We could talk about that someday. I've talked about it on the show before. But, you know, I got out of rehab and realized, I was like, what the fuck was I thinking? How the fuck could I think that, you know? This guy was an adult wearing a yarmulke on his head, telling everybody what the fuck they need to be thinking. Right? This is how you should think. This is my opinion. It's valid. While wearing a fucking thing on his head that shows respect for his God. And I thought to myself, dude, I understand indoctrination. I understand getting brainwashed. It's happened to me before. But at the age of 11, I was able to shake that off. And here's Ben Shapiro, a fucking adult, that is still going around everywhere he goes with a yarmulke on his head. Because he believes there's a man in the sky that knows your thoughts, knows everything before it happens, created everything, and is up there watching over, and if you're not showing him respect, well, whoa. So, that was my biggest problem right there with Ben Shapiro. Before I ever heard any of his fucking opinions on anything. Just the fact that he goes around telling people that he believes in a God. And he's scared of that God. He's literally scared of a God. So he puts a fucking piece of cloth on his head. Because that is what the God wants him to do. To put a little piece of cloth on his fucking head. Ben Shapiro. And then I heard the man speak. And then I realized, oh, he talks really fast. And he's completely right-wing talking point after right-wing talking point with bullshit to back it all up. Now, granted, a lot of what he attacks, what he goes after, when you hear pick your battles, he does pick his own battles, and he's good at that. He talks about the things that are up for judgment calls. You know, where you can't say definitively you're right or you're wrong. It's opinion. So you can't really win. He's good at throwing a bunch of bullshit figures behind what he says. And when you go back and you start checking the numbers of all the studies, they all turn out to be bullshit. And he just does it really fast because nobody's fact-checking him as he's talking really fast, and nobody can understand what he's saying because he's talking so fast, and he sounds like he knows what he's talking about. He really don't know what he's talking about. It's just because he's talking really fast, he's probably on Adderall. I don't know what the fuck that guy's on, but he's on something. And Scott Hogan, how about you shut the fuck up? I'm the one with the band hammer. You're gone like a fart. Are they only religion that's also a race? Are they? Huh? A race. What are you talking about? You mean like white or black, a race? You mean like that? Is that what you're talking about? You think Jews are a race of people? No, they're not. Judaism is a religion, not a race. Like, look at me. What race am I? I'm white. That's my race. You understand the difference? You just got notification. Isn't that funny? Because you watch my show, you knew Elizabeth Warren dropped out before your notifications because you watch Trendy As Dabbers. Boom. Because Trendy As Dabbers fucking took care of that business. Boom. That's why you watch my show. And we get to get high while we have fun. I don't need to do that. Here, let's do it like this. Oh, there's still a splash of kefefe left. Oh, take it. Cheers. You son of a bitch. My dad once punched a priest in the nose. You guys want to hear the story? We were, my sister had been born. I don't know if I was alive yet or not, but I'm almost positive my sister was alive. And I may have been, but we were at home. The kids were at home. And if I was alive, I'd have to ask my mom if this was before or after I was born. And my parents went to a hosted breakfast at a realty, kind of like a realty mogul in Orlando, Florida. The guy's name was Husky, and he had a company called Husky Realty, and he basically sold all the homes in this area of North Orlando. It was north of Orlando in Longwood, kind of like an upscale suburban, gated communities everywhere, and not upscale shopping type place, not that, not like that, but nice enough, that, it attracted nice families out there. And he hosted this breakfast, and my parents were invited, and my father had a company that was well known in the area, so they showed up, and there was a whole, I guess a room full of people that were there eating breakfast. And before breakfast, the priest, before they served breakfast, wanted to do a benediction, a kind of a prayer or a blessing before the breakfast. So, he asked everybody to stand up or bow their heads or whatever, and he said his prayer. And at the end of the prayer, he said, and thank our Lord and Savior in Jesus Christ's name, or something like that. And then they all ate. And after they ate, it was kind of like a coffee. They served, whatever the fuck. And everybody just kind of stood around, and it had like a mixer kind of thing where people were talking. And the priest and my father ended up getting into a conversation, and my father says to him, I just wanted to make a suggestion that, not everybody here at the breakfast believes that Jesus Christ is their Lord and Savior. And that priest looked at my dad and copped an attitude immediately and said, well, if you were secure in your beliefs, you wouldn't have an issue with it. And my father punched him right in his fucking nose in the middle of that fucking breakfast. And I don't know if he knocked him down or knocked him out, but my dad's a big fucking dude with big arms, and he's knocked me out before. And I know my dad ain't a pussy. So I'm assuming with them big old fucking meat hooks my dad had at that age, he would have been My dad probably would have been like 30 or something like that, around that age. 29, 30, something like that, I'm assuming. And he was out of the fucking military. He was doing push-ups. He did push-ups until, you know, I was in high school. My father was still doing push-ups every morning. You know, and that was as an older gentleman. He was still doing fucking push-ups every morning. So that's some serious shit. And so I don't know. I'm going to have to ask my mom to find out if he knocked the guy down. But I wouldn't be surprised if he did. I wouldn't be surprised if he broke his nose or gave him a bloody nose either. But, you know, I learned at an early age that you don't talk back to my father. And I guess that fucking priest learned his lesson too. You don't talk back to my father. Especially, I guess, my father was probably being very cordial and nice. And the guy came back with attitude that my father didn't appreciate. Karen Marianne Belehu. Teresa. Go Nate's dad. Hi, David, says Nick. Teresa, man deserved every bit of it. Hey, man, a little white thing on your collar don't mean your nose don't fucking bleed. That's for sure. Hey, where was Jesus? Where was Jesus when my dad punched you in the fucking nose, Mr. Preacher? What, didn't you say enough prayers that morning to protect you? Oh. What happened with my father? He's got what I believe is, you know, some sort of dementia, Alzheimer's or something like that. He can't talk anymore. He can't talk. He's lost the ability to speak, really, in sentences. Like, he can say, I love you. He can say, thank you. And I believe he can say yes or no, you know, just very basic things, but he's lost the ability to communicate for the most part. We don't know what's really going on inside his head. You know, he had a urinary tract infection, and he had dehydration, and we had no way of knowing. He couldn't tell anybody, you know, and we don't even know if he knew he was sick, you know, because he's not able to tell us. So it's frustrating, you know, to watch him go through this. I was prepared for this because I've seen 3 of my grandparents go through this. And then my uncle went through it, but I wasn't really around to watch my uncle go through it. When I popped in and out from time to time, I saw how he was progressing. My father's older brother, who's since left us. Yeah. Listen, Ty, there's no reason for me to contact you. If there's anything you need to say to me, you can say it right here on this live stream right now. If you can't say it to me on my live stream, there's no reason for me to be talking to you privately. All right? What do you got to say? Spill your beans, son. What did you want to private message me? You get your private message action right here, right now. You got me. Privately? No, not privately. You fucking spill your beans. Not privately. Not privately. You spill your beans. Spill your beans. Spill your beans. Spill them. Oh, that's okay, guys. This is life, you know, life and death. It's the cycle that we go through, you know. That's us. That's humanity. And I think I'm kind of thankful that I left when I did, because he was coherent when I left the state of Florida for California. He was fine 10 years ago. And I got to miss the decline, the mistakes, him getting lost. He would go off, he'd walk off, take off on his bicycle. They would find him at stores, things like that. The police would be called. All sorts of goddamn horror stories that luckily I didn't have to go through. That's the real horror of it, is watching someone go through that fucking decline. I wasn't running from it. I just happened to not be there, because I was doing the cannabis thing. All right, no law regarding cannabis. Cannabis isn't tis for all. Cheers, everybody. Do one for my father, who I love. That's a low temp. That's going to taste good. Super low temp. Ty. Ty, I'm telling you that if you can't talk to me on my live stream, if you can't talk to me on my live stream, then you don't need to talk to me. There's nothing about my father that you can't mention to me here on this live stream that needs to be said privately. So just like I said, spill the beans, son. What do you got to say? I don't need a fucking private conversation with you. I'm here right now. I'm ready to talk. Fucking, what are you trying to say, man? Just say what you're trying to say. I'm going to ask you one more time. Say what it is you're trying to fucking say about my dad. I want to do a bong rip now. Yeah, I cleaned out my bowl last night. I'm ready for a nice bong rip here. So often we'll be on the live stream and someone will say, yo, message me, or nay, let me message you, or blah, blah, blah. And my response is always the same. You don't need to message me. I'm right here right now. When you said, yo, message me, you could have just said your fucking message right then and there. If you feel like what you wanted to say to me had to be said in private, I don't want to fucking hear from you. I got nothing to say to you at all. I'm not interested. David C. Baker says, fuck God, fuck Trump. Hell yeah, buddy. Hola, nay, cheers and good day. Ojib J. All right. All righty. Are we going to smoke again? I think we're going to smoke again, man. I've never had property in Arizona. Okay, no law regarding cannabis. Cannabisism, tisms for all. Cheers, guys. Some of that orange bud. I wonder what time Cobra Dad's coming over today. I can't wait. Start the festivities early, like he said. He told me he was going to call me Tell me he was on his way. He's probably not even awake yet. So I was watching a Joe Rogan. This one, with this guy. And they were talking about the Big Bang Theory. And I was so happy because I was on a live stream a few years ago. We were talking about the Big Bang. And I said, let me tell you guys something. For scientists to believe that a single explosion created the entire universe just goes to show that I am literally smarter than every fucking scientist on the planet that believes that the Big Bang created the entire universe. Okay, let me explain something to you. Just because we can verify from all of our science and everything that we can see that there was an explosion that set everything in motion that we can see, doesn't mean that beyond what we can see, there's endless space, endless other shit everywhere that Big Bang had absolutely zero effect on whatsoever. How narcissistic of human beings to actually believe that the Big Bang created everything. That's just fucking stupid. And I'm watching this. And it's, no. Joe Rogan Experience 1428, Brian Green, from 2 weeks ago. Joe Rogan Experience 1428, Brian Green, Greene. Right. I don't want to have a fucking educated discussion with you privately about it. If you have something you want to recommend for my father's dementia, do it on this live stream so it's not said privately, so everybody here, the 43 people that are watching, can all benefit from the information, Ty. You don't get a private session with me, okay? You're here right now. You're able to say whatever you want to say. Fucking say it. You're starting to act like a fucking narcissist, bro. If you really give a shit about my father, if you really give a shit about anybody else out there with dementia, just talk about it. I've fucking tried to open the goddamn door for you forever. So far, all you've done is you've written a paragraph about not wanting to have anything negative or drama. Just like I said 5 minutes ago, Ty, before you spent all that time writing that paragraph, spill the fucking beans. Okay? Just say what the fuck it is you want to say. If you have something that you think would help my father, let me know. Quit beating around the fucking bush, Ty. Okay? You're the only one creating drama here. You don't get me all to yourself. Do you know all these people that are watching this show? That every single one of them that's here way before you deserves a private session with me. All of them. Long ass fucking private session with me. Maybe multiple private sessions with me. And you come in my live stream and you demand my attention. You know, like I said, if you got something to share, fucking share it. You're still here, luckily. You're the only one creating the drama. If you got something to say, fucking say it. That's your last. I think I told you last time. I think I was going to give you one more chance. I'm going to give you one more chance. Just a little bit, just a one more chance for you to make another mistake. Just a little bit, you're going to give a little bit, one more chance. One more chance for you. All right, you got something you think would help my father, spit it out. You don't get a private conversation with me. You know, I got people like Hash, like David C. Baker Jr., like Susie Dixon, like Debbie Labonte. These people have been watching me for a long, long time. None of them are requesting, an audience with me privately. None of them. I was very polite. I just asked you to just say it. Just say it. Just spit it out. We're all waiting. You got something, you're just gonna help my father. Great. Say it. For the fucking 100th fucking time. I've told you. on my live stream. It is absolutely nothing that requires privacy. Okay, if you've got some sort of method or some sort of medicine or something that you think would help my father, say it. Da-da-da-da. It's almost 4:20. Da-da-da-da. 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 Don't piss on my cornflakes. Da-da-da-da. 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 Look at the time. It isn't a crime. It's 4:20 Newfoundland. We're gonna get so high. All right, no law regarding cannabis. Cheers, everybody. A lot of people have to face that problem. If he really has something that he thinks is going to help, he had the whole floor. And I gave it to him. I was like, just say it. You know? And then he writes that big old fucking paragraph. Am I going to be live when Cobra Dad gets here? Yeah, man, we'll be live. Is he not texted me? I don't know. I want to go back to this this video. This was 34 minutes in.
Life or any mind or any complex astronomical structures out there in the universe. So the window within which the universe as we know it exists is kind of small.
The window's
think about it in terms
small.
of the entire cosmic timeline.
Window's
So
small.
impossible to understand the actual span of it because it is so long, but yet so small. Like in the human mind.
Yeah, it's very hard to hold these durations
Yeah.
in mind. I mean, I don't feel like I've been thinking about this stuff for a long time. I don't feel like I have an intuition for the durations that we are talking about. In fact, the Empire State Building, that little analogy helps me to sort of give some relative sense of when things of interest will happen in the universe. But, you know, we're good at understanding days, weeks, months, years, the times of, conventional experience. We have no basis for understanding the universe over these scales that we've never experienced. And that's true not only for time, it's also for space, right? I mean, we have very good intuition.
No, Kathy White Stoops. No. Stuff is not falling to Earth all the time that has organisms on it. That is not true, Kathy. Okay? How the fuck, you understand that when something comes to our atmosphere, it burns up? You understand how that works, Kathy? Have you ever seen how, like, when the space shuttle lands, they have to put all these plates on the front of it because it gets super red hot? And in fact, one time, one of those plates failed and they lost the shuttle because of it. You remember that? That's because when you're coming into the atmosphere, you reach a certain velocity and you catch on fire. That's why we see comets. That's why not comets, that's why we see meteorites and meteors coming into our atmosphere. They're burning up as they come in. Now, they don't always burn to a crisp. Sometimes they'll be a rock. But for you to come on my live stream, Kathy, and tell my audience that stuff, I'm gonna just use your words. You said stuff in falling to Earth all the time that has organism on it. I'm going to translate that horribly stated jumble of words and just assume that you're saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, stuff is falling to Earth all the time that has organisms on it. Right? That's just not true. It's just simply not true. I don't know where you came up with that. Maybe you should Google it. You should tell me where you heard it, why you think that's true. We have, if we found life anywhere else in the universe, if we found life on the moon, if we found life on an asteroid, if we found life with a fucking telescope, if we found life up in the space shuttle or in the goddamn the space station, and they were able to reach out with a fucking claw and grab a meteorite that hasn't gone through the atmosphere and pull it in and study it, you'd know about it. So I'd know about it too, Kathy. Because, that would be alien life form. You understand that? That would be an alien. We would find alien life form. That's life somewhere else that didn't originate from the planet Earth. It's alien to this planet. You with me, Kathy? You haven't answered me in a couple minutes. So I'm hoping you're digesting this. It's not about agreeing with me. I'm just reciting facts. You're not agreeing with me, Growing Legit. You're just agreeing with what's true. You're just agreeing with facts. I mean, if Kathy White Stoops knows about aliens, I want to know where she heard about it. She says they're coming here all the time. Organisms coming from outer space. Unless I misinterpreted that statement. Because it's definitely not worded correctly. She said that a year ago? I saw it from some science project on YouTube. What is a science project? I may have misunderstood the concept. Yeah. Like I said, Kathy, if there was alien life discovered, whether it was on the planet or elsewhere, I would know about it. Everyone else would know about it. You wouldn't be the only person on here that knew about it. Okay, that would be earth-shattering news. It would change science as we understood it. That's why they're always trying to find water, because scientists believe that water, wherever there's water, there must be life. That's what scientists believe. So they're always looking for planets with water. I mean, where's the aliens at? Where's the goddamn organisms at? I don't even know why you said that. That was really weird that you said that. Psh, aliens? Psh, nobody even talks about those anymore, pal. Psh, unreal. Psh. It took you way too long to answer my questions. Way too long. But I was going to give you every opportunity to answer me back. I was just going to sit here and wait. Listen, guys, rabbit holing on YouTube gets you exactly where you're bound to go. And that's down a fucking hole of misinformation and bullshit. You have to be careful. It's fun to watch stuff on YouTube, but you have to know who you're watching. Okay? If you're going to come back, I mean, it's cool to watch whatever and just take it with a grain of salt. But if you're going to go on a live stream and start preaching that shit, it's probably a pretty good idea to make sure you are getting your information from a legitimate source. Susie, it's okay that Biden won Tennessee. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Elizabeth Warren just dropped out of the race. That is definitely going to bring people over to Bernie Sanders. You know, she started out claiming that she was progressive. She stole a lot of Bernie Sanders's supporters. So he'll get a lot of that support back. And let's just see what happens. You know, we might be against the ropes right now, but we're not down for the count. You know? We're just roping a dope right now. Rope a dope. Hashtag rope a dope. Hashtag rope a dope. You guys down with that? You guys, does anybody not know what that is? I can explain it to you. It's a boxing term. Boxing. So, rope-a-dope is, Muhammad Ali made this famous, is when you protect yourself and you go against the ropes and you kind of bounce against the ropes. Number one, you make yourself a hard target to hit. And number two, the other guy is thinking that you're going down and starts spending all their energy punching, but you're protecting yourself. So none of the punches are landing. And when those punches start getting weak, you know that's time to fucking rope a dope. It's time to fucking put down your arms and fucking start wailing back. That guy's going to go down, boom, because he's got no energy left to defend himself. He just spent it all attacking you on a worthless attack. So when somebody does that, when they go down like that and they're protecting themselves, most boxers know just to, you know, take a punch or two and not go crazy, because they're not going to land a lot and they're going to spend too much energy. You want to, you know, everybody, they're always trying to go for a fucking knockout. You need a lot of energy for a knockout, you know, or really, really, really good aim. You have to know what you're doing. You got to hit somebody right on the button. Right on. If you hit somebody right on their mouth, straight in, boom, and it knocks their head back, it could just be a boom. But people are trying to protect against that. You know, they're holding their heads down and moving. And if you hit someone right there and their head just jars a little bit, out like a light. That's all it takes. Pop on the mouth. The button. It's a button. It's the off button. Boom. Button. Boom. Button. You know why? Because the upper jaw and the lower jaw, right, connected to your skull. And if you hit right there, it jars 4 different places in that head, creates a reverberation, and that shock, in addition with the motion being thrown backwards, it's a perfect spot to hit somebody. You know, it's okay. You hit them like that in the lower jaw, and you can jar them really good. But if you get them right there and you get that, you get the whole jaw, man, right in the mouth, right straight in the mouth. Ugh. The button. And it doesn't take a lot. So protect your button with your elbow. You got your elbow, got your fucking tricep right there. How are you going to hit somebody in the button like that? What? They're moving around, got their elbow up. Strike! You know? Strike, pow! You know, strike, followed with a punch. Strike with the elbow, follow with a punch. Use your elbows, get your elbows up. Protect your button. Don't let them punch you in the mouth. Words to live by. Yeah, it doesn't take much. I have almost knocked myself out many times just by bumping my head into shit, getting up, and and then, everything's like, at that point, when you're seeing stars like that, if somebody were to come back and hit you again one time in the head, down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Muhammad Ali sitting here watching Frazier go down. Down goes Frazier. Muhammad Ali opposing the opposition with everything in his body. Muhammad Ali, a legend among legends. Toe for toe, pound for pound. The greatest fighter to ever fight in the sport of boxing. Welcome to ABC Sports. I am Howard Cosell. This has been an ABC Sports production. Oh, God. You like my impersonations? Yeah, I was doing Alex Jones last night, supposedly on this show that I did that was supposedly so horrible that nobody wanted to watch last night. It was such a bad show. Last night I was in such a bad mood. We had such a bad show. I thought my Alex Jones impersonation was fucking good last night. I think that was good. So did I not hear from Cobra Dad? Is that what I'm trying to say here? You know. Okay, we're good. It's all good, man. Hey, Robin. Warren is out of the race. Yes, Warren is out of the race. We already discussed that on here. I'm very, very, very happy to say that, yes. Are you just finding out about that from here? Tell me you are. That would be awesome. How about some Don King with the glasses? Don Stacy says, my hair, I straightened my beard this morning, so it won't. Really has a hard time with the Yeah, it needs to be curly, man, for Don King. It's got to hold the. What am I trying to say? The pick, the comb that I put in there, it'll just keep falling out. It'll keep falling down. If my hair's curly, it stays in and it holds the sunglasses on my chin. It's a pain in the ass. Mr. Cameraman's has to hold the pick, and that's a pain in the ass. Mr. Cameraman's going out of his way. We love Mr. Cameraman's though, don't we? Mr. Cameraman's. Somebody wrote that out. It was Mr. Cama, M-A-N-N-S. Mr. Cameraman's. With an H. There should be an H. Mr. Cameraman's. Mr. Cameraman's. K-A-M-A-H-M-A-N-N-S. Mr. Cameraman's. K-A-M-A-H-M-A-N-N-S. Mr. Cameraman's. Mr. Cameraman's. He's always helping. Mr. Cameraman's. Mr. Cameraman's. Get Rogan. He's waking up. I love this. I love it when Rogan wakes up. Let's move you guys out of the way if that'd be possible. Nope. You guys take up all that room. Here we go. Perfect. Perfect. Mr. Cameraman. Where is... I'm looking for the pick right now. I'm sure it's laying right here in my tray. There, here it is. Okay, hold on. Let me just do a test. Let me do a test and see how... Hey, it looks like I figured out how to do it. Oh, wait, is it falling out? Because with the glasses on there, it's not going to hold. Look at it falling out on the heavy side. Unreal. See, once it's upside down, I have a really hard time putting it back in. So my hair has to be curly. Look at it falling. It used to just stay in there. Here, wait, let's try this. I got an idea. Maybe we can froof it. You think we could froof the goddamn? Let's see if we can froof the goddamn. It's for a good purpose. You guys think proofing it would help? Mr. Cameraman's. Hey, Rita. Look at that. It fell right out. When with the glasses on top, forget about it. You know, if I braided it, that would hold the if I braided it, that would hold the I think that would hold it's the only way. Braiding, it's the only way to get that goddamn comb to hang out in there. I don't know if I could braid this myself. I'll have Cobra Dad braid them for me. Oh, I had a fucking hair tie, I swear. At the start of the show. I just don't know where it is. Where's the fucking hair tie at, man? We have lost the said hair tie. If I don't find a fucking tie, man, I can't keep my goddamn brain. I don't see it. So, I wonder if that'll work though. I can just test it. Oh, hell yeah. That works. I can't believe I had a freaking hair tie here, man. I swear, I took it out right at the beginning of this broadcast. And I usually hang them right here. But I'm looking around and I don't see this fucking hair tie. I don't see this fucking hair tie. And I can't figure out how that motherfucker just disappeared on me. It's gotta be right here. Right? What else is it? Unreal. Let's see it anyway. Probably fell off the back of my desk or something. I don't know, man. I took my fucking hair out. I usually hang the goddamn right there, man. How did I fucking do that? In my chair? No. Good guess, though. I don't see it. I'll have to go grab one, man. I'll be right back. Fucking A, man. That's fucking crazy. Hair ties disappeared. There, look at that. It actually held. I didn't put the hair tie on. I realized I was like, oh my god, it's just holding on by itself. That's a pretty strong braid. If anybody ever wondered what my my beard would look like if I braided it, there you go. Braided. It's long enough to braid. If I had someone do it for me, it'd be a lot better than that, I'm sure. Every day. It's growing every day. That's for sure. Right? Any volunteers? Right on time, I read that. Dr. Sebi. Rogan is, yeah, he is right behind the mic. My mic is pretty much unmovable. No. No, I trim when there's hairs growing off the side up here. I usually just trim them down a little bit. But I don't fuck with this at all. I don't fuck with the length of it. You can kind of see the shape of it, you know, where I cut it, and then underneath, I try to trim, you know, all around here. You know, I try to keep all this pretty trimmed on here because these hairs don't grow really long. Those the ones that are close to my. There's only certain hairs grow long. They're the ones from like right here. But the ones down here, they don't, and the ones right here on my chin, they don't grow long. These don't grow long. Look at this. This is how long they grow. And then they break off. See? It's weird. Different lengths and strengths. They are not quarantining the Tennessee case. They just let him go home. Maybe he'll self-quarantine or she'll self-quarantine. When they put all my electricity back together, they missed one of the outlets. God, that reminds me, I need to check something. Holy shit. I gave Rogan a bath this morning. He's so clean. Rogan, come here, buddy. Come up here. Rogan. Come here, Rutro. Billy, I don't know. I want my beard back, though. I don't like this braid. I want it back. Is that okay? That came out easily enough. Baby boy, you're so nice and clean.
Oh, you're a good boy. You're gonna get to see your brother today. Jimbo's coming over. You're gonna get to see Jimbo. You're gonna see Jimbo. You're gonna be like, who's Jimbo? You get to see Jimbo. It's your brother. You get to see Jimbo, your brother. You're gonna love your brother. You smell pretty good. Oh, except for your stinky breath. Why you such a good boy? Why you such a good boy? Why you such a good boy? Yeah, Kissy. Kissy, good boy. Good boy, Kissy, Kissy, good boy. Oh, what a good boy. What a good boy. Oh, Stretchy. Oh, Stretchy boy. You good boy.
He loves us so much. He's just smiling at me. He's just got this big grin on his face. He's so happy right now. So comfortable. Laying on this quilt. Or on this Afghan, I should say. I believe is the correct term.
Stretchy boy. Stretchy boy. Look at you, Stretchy. Look at you, Stretchy. Oh. Oh.
Time to go for a walk with Ronan. Christ. Hey, cheers. From Cookeville, Tennessee. Blee-hoo. Deb Guzman ordered big old jar, 8 ounce, I think. Have to check that order. The order's got to go out. What day is today? Today's Thursday. Great, man. I can get that order out today. 8 ounce jar. I haven't heard from him yet, so I don't know when they're planning on leaving. He said he was going to call me when they're getting out. Energy jumpstarts the brain, enhances memory. Creatine. Wait for me, stand until I get this stuff to you. I'm typing with 2 fingers on a phone. Time. No, I don't use Facebook that much, bro. I'm just broadcasting to it. If you guys want to really get involved, get on Twitter. Twitter, Trendy As Devers on Twitter, guys. That's where we are all day. Man, why is that working so perfectly? I swear the rock that I put up there fell down. I don't know how the fuck that happened either. Unless something climbed up there and knocked it over. Like a raccoon, yeah. Man, what if I could go back on the video and see it on the video. That'd be great. Dogs will get along. We never see what's. Oh, Jose Miller, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. Please go right ahead. Keep doing that. Absolutely. Put up posts. That's good, man. Thank you for doing that. All right, guys. This guy's typing with 2 fingers. I'm waiting for this information, but you know, I gotta tell you, buddy. I really don't think that my mom has neglected things, anything, any kind of treatment that would help my father. And I'm talking about over the last 10 years. She's probably tried everything with him. So I appreciate you trying to help my dad. I do. I read what you said, but I can promise you this. My mom wouldn't do anything differently than what she's doing right now. Because I know how she is and I know how they are. So stop wasting your time. I appreciate it. I did read what you said. Stop wasting your time with your 2 fingers on your phone. Thank you, though. All right, I got to go. Thanks, guys. And, you know, if you have something that's more pressing that you want to share, come back to another live stream and talk to us there. All right, I'll see you guys on Twitter. Trendy As Devers on Twitter. Bye, guys. Make your Twitter accounts. I'll see you on Twitter. Make your Twitter accounts. Bye, guys.